Hey everybody, so these video notes are here if you need them. If you don't, if you're just able to look through the PDF and say, oh, that makes sense, then by all means, please do that. Otherwise, if you just want to hear my voice and work through it and pause and rewind and go forward and stuff, please do. Alright, so we're doing roots of negative numbers, which are imaginary numbers. So basically, the principal square root is always just the positive one. But if we want the principal square root of a negative number, well, here's what happens. So we've got a negative b underneath here. It's a negative, it's just a number. We don't really care what it is. So here's what I know. If you have something underneath a square root, you can always pull that apart into two pieces. So this, I can pull that apart into the square root of whatever the number is times the square root of negative 1. And I'm going to pull that negative 1 out just because otherwise sometimes interesting things happen that kind of aren't legal. So the square root of negative 1 we're calling I. So this really what ends up happening is you get the square root of whatever that number is, and then you put the I at the end. Now sometimes I will put the I in front just so I don't lose it. At this point in time in your mathematical career, that's totally fine. If you become an electrical engineer later and the specs for the blueprint you're working on, they want the I at the end, you put it at the end. So, when beginning a problem involving negative square roots, we're always going to change all of this. I'm going to highlight this. We're going to change all of the negative square roots to imaginary units. Why? Because otherwise sometimes, like right here, I would do this, the negative 25 times negative 4 would get positive 100, but then I would miss some different things coming out. So if I pull out the I first, then I get 5i times 2i. Well, that gives me 10i squared. And I know, if you remember back to yesterday, that I squared is negative 1, so the answer should be negative 10. But if I just multiply them together right away, I get positive 100. My negatives get lost, and that's not legal. So I just want to let you know it's super late. I'm making this video, and so I keep yawning. I'm so sorry. Alright, so let's perform the indicated operation and put it in standard form. If I go too fast, the beauty of video, you just stop. Okay, so this right here, I'm going to pull out the I right away. So I've got the square root of 81i. What is the square root of 81? Yeah, 9. And then we put the I on the end. So there, boom, got it. Okay, now how about this one? The square root of negative 27 plus the square root of 48. You cannot just put them together right there. You have to pull them apart and get common square roots. So if I'm thinking about the square root of 27, well, I'm going to pull the I out right away. But then 27 is 9 times 3. I know that the 9 breaks down into that. So the square root of negative 27 is actually 3 root 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go 3i root 3. Now technically the I is probably supposed to be at the end, but do you see how I lose it if I put it at the end? So I'm just going to keep it right here. And then I'm also going to deal with this 48. Now if I get a square root 3 right here, it's pretty likely that I'm going to get one here. So I can pull the I out right away. And I'm guessing 3 times what? 3 times, I think 16? That didn't work, so 16. The square root of 16 is 4. So I pull out the 4. There's the I, and the square root of 3 is still left in jail. And it's a plus. So I've got 3i square root 3 plus 4i square root 3, which gives me, in the end, 7i square root of 3. Again, you could write 7 root 3 with the I at the end, but I lose it, so I am not a big fan. Alright, so go through and see what you can do on the next one. Pause it, and then come back to me. So I get 7i root 2 minus 5i root 2. So my answer for that one ends up being 2i root 2. Okay, if you need help, ask a friend, kind of look through, figure out how I got my pieces. All right, this one. So I'm going to pull out the i's. So this is going to be root 6. I'm going to put the I at the end here just because it feels more convenient. Root 3i plus root, the root of 8. Let's just pull that apart right away because that's 4 times 2. So the square root of 8 just ends up being 2 root 2. If you need more help with that, make sure that you check in. So 2 root 2, and there's an I. Okay, so I need a little bit more room. Let's see. So this now is distributing. So the 6 in here. So the root of 6 times the root of 3 gives me square root of 18. I times I is I squared. Plus square root of 6 times 2 root 2 gives me 2 root 12 I squared. Ugh. Okay, so the square root of 18 is 3 root 2. And then times I squared. What is I squared? Negative 1. So negative 1 times 3 gives me negative 3. Then up here, square root of 12 is also known as 2 root 3. So this 2 that comes out, so 4, the square root of 4 is 2, times this 2. So plus 4 root 3, and then an I squared. Well, what is I squared? Negative 1. So I end up with, this is super messy. I'm going to move this thing right here. Can I move all of that down? Maybe. So I end up with, what do I end up with? I can't put that negative 3 square root 2 together. So negative 3 root 2 minus 4 root 3. So that's my final answer, which looks gross, but negative 3 root 2 minus 4 root 3. And boom, all done. Okay, let's go up and check. What happens here? That is a squared. All right. So, once you see it squared, you should just rewrite it. Minus root. I'm going to take this to be 3i. And because it's squared, you just do another set. Now, if you need to do a box, please do a box. I'm just going to do arrows for this one. Negative 2 times negative 2. Positive 4. Negative 2 times negative root 3i. So negative times a negative is a positive. 2 root 3 I. Now on the notes I might have stuck the I up front. It's fine. Okay, then I multiplied those two. So negative times a negative is another positive 2 root 3 I. And then the minus square root 3i times minus square root 3. Well, negative times negative is positive. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3, and then I squared. So this right here ends up being negative 3. So now I can combine like terms. 4 minus 3 is 1. You always put the real part first. Plus 2 root 3 i's plus another 2 root 3 i's gives me 4 root 3 I. Ew. Yep, welcome to being an engineer. All right, these last couple, what are we going to do? Well, I think we just need to simplify. So what happens is 2, really I can break this apart, but the 2 needs to go into that side and that side. So it's 14 divided by 2, 7 plus, square root of 12. Do you know already that it's 2 root 3? So you get 2 root 3, and then pull out the I. I'm going to stick the I in here right now just so it doesn't get lost. Okay, and that is still over 2. Do you see how I simplified that? But I haven't simplified this yet. So, look, simplifies. So I get 7 plus I times the square root of 3. If you did 7 plus square root of 3, I, that would be just as good. All right, try this next one on your own, splitting it out. That gives me negative 5/3 minus 5 over 15 gives me I root 2 all over 3. So that was 1. 1 root I, or 1 I root 2 or 3. There we go. The real part, the imaginary part.